Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining me for this poster review. My name is Alfred Sa, and I'm speaking to you from Philadelphia in the United States, and we will be reviewing the poster on the systematic literature review of cross-protective effect of HPV vaccines based on data from randomized clinical trials and real-world evidence. In the methods section, we conducted a systematic literature review using PRISMA guidelines that was conducted by two researchers independently. The search algorithm included key terms such as cross-protection, cross-protect, and others. The vaccines that were studied included the quadrivalent HPV vaccine, the 9-valent HPV vaccine, as well as the bivalent HPV vaccine. The inclusion criteria can be seen in the table in the methods section. Data from 23 randomized controlled trials and 33 observational studies were evaluated and extracted for this analysis. Results for the bivalent vaccine showed efficacy against 6 and 12-month persistent cervical infection that was statistically significant for HPV types 31, 33, and 45, as shown in Figure 1. Efficacy was also reported in 6 phase 2-3 randomized clinical trials against histologically confirmed high-grade cervical lesions due to HPV types 31, 33, 45, 52, and 58. In observational studies, 17 publications met the inclusion criteria and were evaluated for cross-protective effectiveness. The results showed wide variability in effectiveness, but generally were shown to be statistically significant. No significant cross-protection was demonstrated for one dose in 4 studies assessing dose effects. 4 randomized clinical trials were evaluated for the quadrivalent vaccine. The quadrivalent vaccine efficacy was statistically significant only for HPV type 31. Significance was also seen in CIN 2-3 against type 31, which was lost when HPV 16 and 18 co-infections were excluded. 13 observational studies were evaluated for cross-protective effectiveness. In 3 of 9 studies assessing HPV type 2 showed significance for HPV type 31 and 1 for HPV type 45. 3 of 10 studies assessing pooled vaccine effectiveness for HPV types 31, 33, 45, 52, and 58 showed significant effect. Moving to the quality of studies, the majority of the randomized clinical trials included in this study were found to have a high risk of bias based on the risk of bias 2 assessment criteria. The quality of the observational studies according to Robbins 1 criteria showed moderate to serious risk of bias, due mostly to confounding, bias in selection of study participants, classification of interventions, as well as missing data. The strengths of the literature review can be seen in the poster, and the limitations include aspects of comparisons across randomized clinical trials, which are difficult, and the heterogeneity of the study populations, endpoint definition, and methods, determination of HPV status, and duration of the study. Incomplete data in observational studies is challenging. In conclusion, randomized clinical trials and observational studies show that cross-protection is inconsistent across non-bivalent vaccine HPV types and is largely driven by HPV type 31 and 45. Furthermore, existing data suggests that it wanes over time. Its long-term durability has not been established. Implications of cross-protection for HPV disease prevention remain to be demonstrated, and less than 3 doses of vaccine leads to variability in the cross-protection effect in both randomized clinical trials and observational studies, with no studies demonstrating cross-protection with 1 dose. Thank you.